Why not another Buds video? This is Class 224 SEAL training. Let's go.
The United States Navy SEAL platoons project power far beyond their small 16-man size. They come from all walks of life, from all across the American landscape. Most have some measure of athletic ability. Over a third have...
He didn't just say that, did he? Some have a measure of athletic ability? Come on now. You don't have to be athletic to make it through this deal just to get there, so that's just wrong.
Degrees. They all share a common goal: to become a member of the most elite team in the world, the United States Navy SEALs. Each year, 600 to 800 young men attempt the basic underwater demolition SEAL training.
Now, I don't know if the attrition rate has gotten better since they have a pre-Buds now. At this point in time, and correct me if I'm wrong, but they would go to boot camp, A school, and then the SEAL training to Buds, right? So they didn't come into this doing any prep work. So at Great Lakes, a lot of guys get in worse shape. At A school, it's probably a food fest. So I don't know if that made a difference. If you guys that know, put that in the comments.
First phase is really the phase that's going to separate the men from the boys. These guys come here, they really don't know what to expect, so we're going to push them. We're going to push them hard. We're going to see what they have. And the guys that want to be here, no matter what we do or say, they want to be a SEAL, they're going to be a SEAL. That's all there is to it.
Physically, Buds is a real butt kicker. Just having the mental fortitude of not only trying to get through the PT sessions, but also getting through the lack of sleep, having instructors on your back, being hurt all the time. All those things start taking a play into it during the day, and it's just having the idea of there's nothing that's going to stop me from finishing this training or finishing this evolution. That's what gets you through it. I believe
new candidates have way more information, but yet doesn't seem like the attrition rate has improved markedly. So you guys put that in the comments. What do you think? Less information, you just go and do the job, or YouTube videos talking over and over about how to train for the SEALs, right?
That Buds builds teamwork and character by weeding out the weak, bringing the strong together to survive the training. I don't think any one man can make it alone through Buds.
You gotta stay in this position until you guys lock it out. Give up! I'll just stay here all day.
I'd say the obstacle courses never blow my expectations.
This pace right here is not for me, because that's what's going to happen when they leave here. They go to SEAL team. The pace is just like that. It never ends.
I think that's right, what he just said. The guys get there, they think, I could do this, but do I want to do this for another 4 years or whatever your enlistment left is? And they go, no thank you. I think that's what it is, the big thing. They just thought it was going to be a cool gig, and they realized getting there, all the crap you got to go through, and then once you get done and get out in the fleet, it could be even worse. But I think most guys regret it. What do you think?
Just about everything at Buds is a timed evolution, or it's
What I mean by that is regret not finishing if they quit.
a race. It builds camaraderie with the guys. They take their boats and they'll race out through the surf zone. Sometimes the boats will flip over on them because the surf gets so big.
It's quite an experience to be paddling the rubber boat and facing this 8-foot wall of water coming at you. It's just going to destroy you and send you tumbling around. And there's almost like a washing machine effect in the water.
I think the evolutions that cause most problems are the water evolution. Some of these kids are from Wyoming, different places where they haven't even seen the water, or at least the surf zone. They're not really too comfortable in the water. And you're doing drown proof where your hands are tied behind your back, your feet are tied up. They don't like that.
I think you have to be dumb to go there with not experience in the water, at least comfortable. I just don't get that when I hear these folks. I've seen guys go to Marine boot camp and they couldn't swim. That's one thing. But these guys go through so much training in the water, and if you go there scared of the water, I don't know how you make it at all.
I'm proofing, I think it's more of a mental thing than a physical evolution. It's all about trying to stay calm and being comfortable in the water. Half of our class failed it the first time they went through, and I think it's just because they have a mental block of the idea of not having control.
With as little as 4 hours of sleep during the entire week.
Let's go, get your butt up here, all the way up on the rocks. In here. Get all the way up.
The whole week is 5.5 days long. The class is divided into boat crews. Teamwork is a key issue during Hell Week. They're up.
If you guys have ever been tired where you're just seeing ghosts, seeing cartoon characters, that's what this kind of thing's like. And they're pushing them. Now it slows down throughout the 5.5 days, but they're still going. They're still exhausted. And that's where guys get really hurt. Somebody drops the log, they're tired, they're dozing off. And a lot of that stuff you can't control. But everybody's in the same boat, right?
You'll never be challenged anywhere the way that you're challenged in Hell Week. I mean, it'll test your soul to the very core of your being. You'll know exactly what your limitations are and what you're capable of doing when you get done with Hell Week.
And then not being able to sleep and just, falling asleep standing up.
Are you sleeping? And sometimes you thought it couldn't get any worse, but it did.
Any of you guys ever been that tired? I can say I have. And I don't like doing it anymore. But as a young man, you seem to get through it. I've never been to Hell Week, but I look on that face, I've had that.
The guys who went away, the only thing I can say about them is that they just decided it wasn't going to be part of their life.
You have to want it. Because if you don't, or you're not sure, and you just come to try to find out.
The men are subjected to continual calculated harassment by their instructors to see if they follow procedures taught in the classroom. San Diego Bay turns into a combat training area for practicing underwater navigation.
If you've never been in the water and scared, growing up where I did on an island, we'd surf and swim and your friend's big brother would hold you underwater. But when you get in this kind of stuff, right, where you're scared of water already, and they're doing surf torture, and they're expecting to do these things where you feel like you're going to drown, I don't care who you are. If that's in your head, I'm not sure you can get it out of there. What do you guys think?
The men are learning to use a specialized breathing apparatus, the Draeger LAR 5. It's a closed-circuit underwater breathing apparatus designed for use in clandestine military operations in shallow water, where concealment of telltale exhaust bubbles is essential. The Rock, San Clemente Island.
A lot of guys come here who've never shot a rifle before, so they have to start out at a really basic level, just target shooting.
And that is a big thing, like I mentioned about Navy boot camp, like he just said. A lot of these guys have never shot a rifle till they get the buds, which could be a good thing. They don't have any bad habits. But the training to get here used to be that boot camp in the Navy, Great Lakes, and A School, and they were off to this. I don't know if the attrition's gotten any better, but that didn't seem like a good idea.
Third phase is designed to finally teach these guys how to be SEALs. And we have to start off with basic rifle drills. And everything in third phase is a gradual progression.
2, 4!
It might be a 14-mile run or a 5-mile swim, but in a couple hours, it's over.
That's the thing about this training. 6 months is a long time. And I think that's where the guys at month or week 2 just go, I want to quit, because they realize 6 months of the grind. And it's a young man's game. Your body's beat down. I'm sure there's lots of ouchies. And that's why I think people just go, I don't want to do this. I'm already smoked and it's a weekend.
Just the day-to-day grind. And they say it gets easier after Hell Week. But I think the easiest part of buds is Hell Week and prior. Because at post-Hell Week, a lot more is expected of you. And you just go day to day. You have so much they have to teach you.
Out on this beach out here, we're going to be doing an obstacle load. We got a bunch of obstacles underneath the water out there at about 10, 12 feet. We're going to be swimming out satchel charges filled with C4 explosives. We're going to be setting them down, mounting them on the obstacle themselves. This is, of course, to simulate blowing them up for an invasion force coming in that, they might tear out the bottom of a landing craft. This is what, like the original UDTs, their main purpose, their main job besides reconnaissance.
There was a lot of issues with that during World War II. You look at D-Day, you look at several battles in the Pacific where the reconnaissance was not good. I think that's where these guys expanded their role to make sure these landing crafts were getting in. They think it's 4 feet when they're in a reef that is below them. Next thing you know, it's 12, and they're dumping guys out that aren't equipped to swim with 80 pounds in their back. That's where these SEALs or UDTs really were going to shine. And as you've seen, the roles have changed.
Each one of these blocks is 1 1/4 pounds of C4. And this yellow stuff you see coming out the front here, at the top of it, this deck cord. This is what we use to tie into the trunk line, which is going to be run to each one of the obstacles that are out in the water behind me. We tie in with a right angle knot into the trunk line so that when they detonate it from the shore up here, it all goes off at once.
I think the biggest thing about it is for us, for all of us here, it's our last great evolution of buds.
If you're new to the channel, thanks for stopping by. For my current subscribers, I appreciate you. Thanks for watching.